Hey, you. Yeah, you. See this button right here? Press it. Subscribe to the channel. Shalom.
The reason why our community is as high it is right now because we don't love God no more. The women don't want to be in order with the husband. The women don't want to act right. Therefore, God don't deal with us right now.
Act right because the men have abandoned us. Like you just said, the men are in the streets. Oh, the men didn't want to be in the household anymore. That's the problem. And you have this generation of men that want to say, oh, you women don't want to listen.
We abandoned God.
Every time you turn on the TV, every time you go to a church, every time you go to, you know what I'm saying? This is what they put out there. So we have to start with an image. You see that? Let me read one scripture to you. Read.
Psalms 78, verse 5. For he established a testimony in Jacob.
So when it says he established a testimony in Jacob, Jacob is the 12 tribes of Israel. That's who our forefathers are. We are the nation of Israel. Our heritage, language, culture was stripped from us, right? During the time of slavery. And these are the things that he got to know. Because I didn't know this stuff when I was his age. I wish somebody would have taught me. You see what I'm saying? We not taught this stuff in the church. We not taught this stuff in the school. What he learned in the school is George Washington. What he learned in the school is Mount Rushmore. What he learned in school is the Pilgrims came over here and said, gave us a turkey, and you know what I'm saying? And Christmas. That's what our kids are learning. So then when we come and bring them the truth, by the time they get 14, 15, 16, you think they want to hear that? Nah, I'm trying to hit the streets. So right now, we have to establish that a testimony in Jacob. Read.
And appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded our fathers that they should make them known to their children.
To who?
To their children.
You see what God says? He commands us to make known to our children. Because it's important. This is going to be the next generation. If we're not teaching them the truth, guess what? We ain't going to have a next generation. You see that? And watch this. Hosea chapter, is that it on that? Keep reading.
That the generation to come might know them.
See that? That the generation to come might know God's laws. You're a generation, he's a generation, I'm a generation, right? But watch, in between that generation from grandma to grandpa, we've lost what God said. And that's why we lost sheep out here with no shepherd. Because we hadn't started with the kids, who was us at one time, just to raise us up in God's laws. So now we out here to show our people why this is important. You see what I'm saying? Read.
Even the children which should be born.
Even the children which should be born. Even his kids. When he grow of age and he get married, guess what he's supposed to do? He's supposed to teach his kids God's laws. Because that's the next generation to come after. We ain't supposed to teach our kids football and basketball and baseball all the time. Is that the only thing we can do? No. Why aren't we the entrepreneurs? Why don't we own the towers down in San Francisco as CEOs? Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Than what we had, right? Yeah, that's good. You know what we're talking about with this sister right here? We're talking about why is it important, right, to teach the kids? Why is it important for us to reach them, right? They at the house.
That's right.
They at the house. Because watch this. What'd you say? You heard what he said?
I hear what you're saying.
Because watch this. Shanique, watch this. Because we don't want our lives out here in the midst of something that can pop off.
That's right.
So a lot of people say, well, right, sis, a lot of people say, well, where the women at? Guess what? We keep them in a safe place with the kids.
Brothers like you.
You see that?
That sounds good, and I'm not trying to just discredit that. However, you got me with my son.
And we trying to help
standing right here.
Yeah.
What is the difference between me and your women? Because that's what I'm not understanding.
I got it. No, stay right here.
I just want to be able to finish my statement without being interrupted. It's just a common courtesy type of thing tonight. You know, I'm not trying to be rude.
Hold on, I got it, sis. No, I got it.
You definitely not being rude to me. I'll give you a hug, baby. I love God. I go to New Destiny Church, so I didn't even take it that way.
No, but she owned to something, right?
I respect
so you said what's the difference
question.
between you and our sisters?
Honest
Okay.
with you, there is no difference. That's my whole entire point. What you're doing, I respect
So,
you, and I agree with you.
I'm gonna give you the answer.
However, what I'm saying is, it takes two.
I'm gonna give
And
you the
if you want to
answer.
actually outreach, and I feel this is my personal opinion, and I'm taking this
It's
from
all good.
observation.
It's
I'm
all
taking
good.
this from personal
It's all good.
observation. This is me and how I feel. Like, if I would approach this situation and X, Y, and Z was there, I feel like X, Y, and Z.
They are.
What's X, Y, and Z? Make it plain.
What I'm
X, Y, and Z
saying
is just 3 letters. I don't know.
I feel you.
Whatever God is blessing me, I've been blessed by God.
What you mean? We need a woman's
But
mind.
assist in
Give me Titus 2.
your methods.
Okay.
Your methods of outreach.
You know what the woman's role is?
Bring it out.
And I'm not saying, again,
I
not
got
to
you. I
totally
got you.
control, not
I
to
got
take
you.
over, because I know there's
I'm gonna show
a
you what
huge
God said.
war out here between
I'ma show you
men
what
and
God
women,
said.
especially black men and black women.
But you know where the problem is? Our sisters don't want to listen.
Oh, whoa.
You see that?
Whoa, hold on.
And watch this.
You wanna,
I'm gonna read this.
It
Read
goes
that.
back
Read the
to
Bible.
us.
Titus chapter 2 verse 3.
Watch what God says, sis.
The aged woman
See that? It said the aged woman. Read.
likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things,
Teachers of good things. Read.
that they may teach the young woman to be sober,
Now the aged woman supposed to teach the young woman to be what?
to be sober, to love their
To
husband,
do what?
to love their
So
husband.
the sisters got a role in this, but they're supposed to be teaching the young women, the elders supposed to be teaching the young women to do what?
To love their husband.
That we have functional households. You see that? So the women got roles to play, but it's not out here to take over, it's not to take the mic, it's not to teach like the men. You see that? It don't say in here that now I get it. You got women pastors out here.
I don't think you do, because it's
Huh?
a huge power struggle right now, and what you're taking
Right.
on is something that I'm
Let me ask you a
now
question.
can
You
touch
married?
on, honestly.
You married?
I'm not. Hold on, give me 2 seconds.
You married?
I'm not.
But I'm just asking one question. Are you married? To do what? But you hear what God said? Because that's what we out here for, sis. We out here to get what God said.
You just sat there and said that a woman is meant to be a good teacher. Now it says unto women, yes, but actually
Right.
that is an in general type of thing. That's
What
why
you mean
when you're
in
growing
general?
up in
What
the
does that mean?
household, that's why when you're coming up in a household, each gender, each person, man, woman, they do both have their roles to play.
Yeah.
And it's not that women just don't want to listen. That's what I'm talking about.
The women are running the houses now.
Bring it out.
Is that right or not? Because why? Where the fathers at?
Oh God.
Exactly. And that's why we're trying to restore the household in order.
That is when you're not seemingly accountable for that, and then you say things like, "Oh, women."
Who's not
they
seemingly
don't wanna
accountable
be
for that?
You have to understand.
Because I'm not. You can't say I am.
That when
You feel me?
say
'Cause
things like
married,
that, it seems like you're not.
married.
It seems
We brothers is married.
Give me
So
any
we.
type of information on your spiritual milestones. It does not take much
What
to go out and
man?
get
Read the
married.
Bible again.
Okay, if
Titus,
we're just going
chapter
strictly
6.
by the Bible.
We have to. We have to go strictly by the
Why
Bible.
do you have to go strictly
Because
by
anything outside of that has not worked. Sis, this is the result of not going with the Bible.
Actually, that's not true. That this is actually
What?
technically the result of going by the Bible, because that's what we have been. It's all
Man,
cause and
get
effect.
Hebrews 13 and
Back
4.
when
I
we
like
were-
that.
Back when we were marching,
And hold that too.
Back when we were marching in Montgomery, Alabama, which is where I am from, by the way. Back when we were marching
Was Martin
in
Luther King
Montgomery,
married?
Alabama. Back when
Was
we were
Malcolm
marching
X married?
in Montgomery, Alabama.
Were they married?
Times were different.
Were they married?
The church.
And you know what?
The church
You're
was
right.
filled with us.
Times
we
were
were
different.
In church. The
And
families
where we
were
at now?
Together.
Where we at now?
But you have to understand what.
I'm asking you one question. Where are we at now? Read the Bible. This is the problem right here.
Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 4. Marriage is honorable.
It says marriage is honorable. Marriage is honorable.
So
No.
although the things in there
No.
can be true, although there is the
Sis,
things
you
in
believe
there
in
that
prophecy?
we do need to listen to.
You believe-
there are
what you got,
some
son?
things
Come
in
on.
there that if
Come
you
on.
use your common sense,
How you doing, sis?
you can just
How you
know,
doing?
like, okay, that thing right there.
You
no.
said something that was heavy. You said something heavy. You said you from where?
Montgomery, Alabama.
I'm from Montgomery, Alabama, and it is not. I'm not
Hold on
trying
real quick,
to,
sis. Hold on, because
like,
I do want to address what you just said. Hold on. We out here because we love our people. Don't get it twisted.
And
We out here because
I'm entertaining this for as long as I am.
Right. So what you just said earlier. Watch this. You said during the time of Martin Luther King, right? You said it was different back then, right? I got a question. Was the family structure better or was it worse? You know what we left? This is what we left. Go to Hebrews chapter 13, verse 4. This is what we left, sis. Watch this. And that's what my brother was trying to explain. Read this.
Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 4. Marriage is honorable.
When we stopped getting married, more men came on the block and was looking for purpose. Why? Because daddy was gone. Mommy trying to be daddy. And everything was out of order. And God said, read it one more time.
Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled.
What? I'm going to show you what happened.
We got 5 minutes.
I got you. Right.
You stay right
I'm
there,
going to read it.
Right there.
Matthew 24 and
What's that?
the love of many. So what?
24, 21, 20. No. 24, verse 11.
So
If that it's just common, to me it's common sense because it's cause and effect. These is heavy principles that we lived by for a long
We didn't.
time. Back in
We lived by some, but not
we
all.
did.
Not
When
all.
I say every Sunday,
What's your name,
those
sis?
churches was filled. Kids don't go to church no more.
You know why?
A lot of people, yes, I do.
You know why?
Because I'm a part of the generation that we
The
talk
reason
about
why our
it
people
all
don't go to
the
church
time.
no more because we don't see ourselves in. Listen, sis. I know you passionate. You got a son. You got a lot of obligations, right? And trust me, we trying to show. But if you talking, you ain't gonna be able to hear. So watch this, right? Watch this. Read this real quick. What I got you read? You said what happened, right? We was in a church house, right? And we was trying to keep the commandments to the best of our ability. You said what happened? We gonna answer it. Read this.
Matthew 24 and verse 12.
This is answering your question, sis. Watch this.
And because iniquity shall abound.
Sis, you know what iniquity is? What's iniquity? You said what? Iniquity is sin, right? Fornication, adultery, hatred, idolatry. Watch this. That's what iniquity is, right? Watch this. Listen good.
The love of many shall wax cold.
When there's sin in the midst, we stop keeping God's laws. Instead of the husband building the wife, nurturing the wife, building up the household, right? When sin in the midst, that gets separated. That's what happened.
Can I have a conversation with someone that's not like here?
We all on one accord, sis, so the same mindset that he has is the same mindset I got.
I understand, but I'm not trying to have a conversation where I feel like it's more of a conversation.
We having a conversation. You want me to put the mic down? I'll put the mic down.
That
What's up?
probably
What's up?
Hey, we wrapping it up.
We about to wrap it up. Got you. What's up, son?
Basically, my whole point was, like I said, I'm not trying to discredit anything. I'm just trying to kind of like give you guys insight as to why it's hard to, why it's hard to, or why it's
We
kind
can-
of like almost.
Let me give it to you right here. Since I don't want to cut you off, but I gotta give it to you. Everybody ain't gonna hear this. Everybody ain't gonna hear
the
this.
whole time, and you don't understand that it is causing me to react and not be willing to want to listen, even though I really do want to listen.
Okay.
But when you do that, what you guys have been doing that this whole time,
So what you trying to
me
bring out,
to
sis?
give me, you know, what you guys are trying to give it to me, and I respect that. I understand that.
Okay. Because we about to wrap it up. I want to hear your point. That's why I stopped. I put the mic down and everything. I want to hear your point.
To be honest with you, at this point, my whole point was following that book as closely as we did.
We don't do that no more. So watch this. I'm gonna give you the solution. Read it again.
I said one sentence, and you just immediately cut me off.
But you got to get to your point, sis. You got to get to your point.
All I said was following that book as closely as we did, which was the first part of my point. Before I could get to the main part, you cut me off again.
So following that book as close as we did.
This is exactly what
All
us
right,
young people mean.
read.
Matthew chapter 24 and verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound.
Says the reason why we destroyed, the reason why the churches have failed us is because God said iniquity would increase. When we in the church house and we following Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, God is angry with us. Therefore, the works of our hands would not prosper. And guess what? That destroys the household. Because guess what? When you open up with Christmas, guess what's behind that door? Homosexuality, fornication, all this is sin. And God said this would overthrow this.
Because whenever you were cutting me off, I let you.
So
if I'm saying okay, let that be okay.
Then what you learn?
Please,
what you
let
learn?
that be okay. That in having a conversation with you guys, you're more interested in informing someone than actually in taking their opinion, understanding it. That's the problem. You keep trying to overtop me and throw scriptures at me instead of hearing me out. And
you gotta hear the word of God, sis. I'm gonna keep it honest. You gotta hear the word of God. Read this.
The love of many shall wax cold.
And that's what happened. We went into the midst of sin, and therefore there's no love in our community. That's the results. Sin is the reason why our community is like this. Let's get love real quick, and then we're gonna get the other
Do you understand that love is patience?
This is love right here, sis.
You understand that love is
chapter 5, verse 3.
respect?
We out. Yeah, we out.
Love is respect. and
1 John
This is
chapter
love
5,
right here,
verse 3.
Read this
For
without.
this is the love of God,
So sis, understand what love is. You said, do I know what love is? We reading it. Read it again.
that we keep.
Go back. Follow the
For
point.
this is the love of God.
So this is love. We ain't talking about the love of the world. We're talking about the love that matters, which is the love of God, right? Read.
That we keep his commandments.
The reason why our communities is how it is right now because we don't love God no more.
And you think
The
that
women
cutting
don't
me
want to
off
be
is
in
showing
order
the
with the
love of
husband.
God?
The women don't want to act right.
think that
Therefore,
cutting me
God
off,
don't
the
deal
women
with
don't
us
wanna
right
act
now.
right because the men
Alabaster
have
box. Let's go.
abandoned us. Like you just said, the men are in the streets. Oh, the men didn't want to be in the household anymore. That's the problem.
And guess
you
what
have
we
this
did?
generation
Guess
of
what-
men that want to
sis,
say, oh,
guess
you
what
women
we
don't want to
did?
listen.
We
You women don't wanna be
abandoned
this.
God.
You women don't
The
want
man
that.
abandoned the woman because we
Okay.
abandoned God.
And I see
That's
you,
what
but
happened.
You cannot even have
But guess what?
the
You got an
decency
opportunity
show
to
me
repent,
respect
son.
and conversation.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models.